Hello there, time for another new Glossier launch. They're spoiling us. First Future Dew back in October, now just 3 weeks later, it's time to meet Pro Tip, the brand's very first liquid liner. Just like Future Dew, this was a product I was very kindly given by the Glossier team in New York back in September, so I've been sneakily playing with this top secret liner for the past 2 months. Now this is not Glossier's first eyeliner launch. Many of you will be familiar with Glossier Play, their sister brand, and these Colour Slide Techno Gel eye pencils that came out in March this year. But the very first Glossier eyeliner actually appeared back in November 2016. The black tie set was the brand's limited edition holiday release that year. You can find a recap of the products on my channel, and it included this #1 pencil in graphite. Part of me thought, and still hopes, they might revisit this formula in future, particularly given the numbering would lend itself to more shades of smoky liner, but for now, it's Pro Tip's turn. This skinny pen in Glossier pink packaging has a super thin, flexible brush tip made from ultrafine fibres. Nice and skinny so you can really let it hug your lash line and draw sharp lines. A thin swipe along my lash line is my preference to just add definition and depth. The packaging is exactly the same as Brow Flick, the brand's eyebrow pen, just a millennial pink version. Interestingly, it looks like the brushes might be the same too. Not exactly sure if that's true, but they certainly seem very similar. The shape of this brush and the formula doesn't drag or skip on my eyelids. That's often my problem with liquid liner. I don't have a lot of eyelid real estate to play with, so something that doesn't skip is a good thing. An internal ball shaker keeps the formula moving inside, so Glossier says to shake the pen before use. Luckily, the ink flow does seem fairly well controlled, so I haven't opened it up to find any messes after shaking. Just a little bit of excess in and around the lid. The shade is described as the truest black and densely pigmented, and I do find the colour quite consistent, not patchy. The formula dries incredibly quickly on the skin. That's what amazes me most. Actually, let's try it in real time. Draw it on, waiting a few seconds after application, and that's not going anywhere. Certainly smudge resistant. Glossier says it lasts up to 12 hours, and I didn't set a timer on that, but I didn't notice any fading or bleeding throughout the day. While I was filming this video, which is longer than you'd usually take to apply your eyeliner, even when you're not very good at it like me, I did notice the brush start to dry out, but some furious shaking and storing the pen upside down instead of upright got things back on track. I've got to be honest, liquid eyeliner is my least favourite makeup step because I'm pretty rubbish at it. Let me know if you're in the same boat. I used to be okay at it in my early 20s, but I've completely lost the knack now. Less Alexa Chung level winged liner, more the meme of the person running late. I usually feel more comfortable smudging an eye pencil along my lash line to add a bit of depth. Pencils are just more forgiving and create a softer look than liquid, or most of my favourite liquid liners have a felt tip instead of a brush, so they're a bit more stable. Compared to other liquid liners I do use with a brush, I don't think Pro Tip does anything dramatically different. They haven't reinvented the wheel here, but it has helped get me back on the liquid liner horse. If you're more of an eye pencil person as well, sadly there isn't a black equivalent by Glossier yet. Glossier Play's Colour Slide comes in the shade Brack, which is a very dark woody brown, but that's the closest you're going to get. Given there are 14 Colour Slide shades and coloured liquid liners are trending, let's hope this isn't the only Pro Tip tone we see. Let me know if you'd be interested to see more swatches of Colour Slide shades too. Pro Tip is also sold in a new set called the Eye Trio with Glossier's Mascara, Lash Slick, which you'll see on my channel in future, plus their Milky Oil Gentle Makeup Remover. Milky Oil does a reasonable job of removing Pro Tip, but my personal favourite is Chanel's Biphase Eye Makeup Remover. It's the only one I've used for years because it's just so gentle, works every time, you don't need much, but even that did have a bit of trouble removing Pro Tip, which I guess is because it's meant to be really long wearing so it stays put. Glossier says Pro Tip is cruelty-free, vegan, hypoallergenic, dermatologist tested, ophthalmologist tested, and safe for contact lens wearers. I'd love to hear what you think of Pro Tip. Is it something you'll be trying, or have you already found your holy grail liquid liner? Please share your tips, or your pro tips if you will, on how you nail your eyeliner in the comments below. After years of effort, the biggest thing I've learned is that my eye shape suits a very short, subtle, fairly flat line that just extends the lash line. I'll leave some example photos below. Please fire away with any techniques or little hacks that have helped make this makeup step more approachable for you. Let's turn the comments section into a big tutorial, asking for a friend. And me, absolutely asking for me. The rest of Glossier's most recent releases will be on my channel very soon, and stay tuned for a big surprise to give you some Glossier cheer heading into the holidays. Until then, you can catch up on my other Glossier reviews of almost every single product linked below. Thanks for watching, see you next time.